Good evening. It's Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. I'm RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, asshole, what separates our show from other millennial news podcasts?
Roombas with anti-personnel minds.
Oh my god, that is my favorite meme
Emotional.
ever. And I will not share it every time I fucking see it. I fucking love it. Makes me happy. Claymore Mine Roomba with fucking Welcome to the Jungle playing in the background is my fucking spirit animal. That makes me so happy. Anyway.
Sounds like a nice workable, although I think you could mount it on any RC truck.
We have a boomer, and not just any boomer. We have Mr. Boomer Rex himself.
Good evening.
Eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm learning. That's 3 unique perspectives we share along with the facts from our literal round table. We saw a pretty good show last night. It was not a meteor storm, but it was a very neat show for sure.
Yeah, it turns out I need to see multiple meteors at the same time, and then it's just magic to me. Then it's
But in an hour and a half, we saw 50 or 60 meteors, right?
Yep.
And several pairs where you get them one right behind the other, right in the same place, which is fun.
We saw lots of pairs, lots of grouping. So where you'd see one, you'd see maybe 3 or 4 more in that same area, potentially more. It was really cool. We saw some with the really neat sparkly tails. And we all saw a real good one that you could see the red on the tip and then the yellow streak and then the sparkly trail at the end. That was my favorite. Nice. That was really cool.
So there's definitely a dust cloud out there. And as we learn more about that dust cloud, we'll know when it's really good to look. So.
All right, so let's dig right into our headlines. Russia scraps age limit for new troops in Ukraine push. They're looking for senior fucking citizens?
No.
No, I'm worried this is going the other way. Did Russia just fall through the basement into child soldiers?
No. They have raised the upper age limit.
Oh, shit.
And this is to get folks with technical capability and so forth. Previously, the age limit was 18 to 40 and 18 to 30 for foreigners. They're now looking for folks in the range from 40 to 45, medics, engineers, communications experts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we're going to talk about this again a little later. But Ukraine's and the Western military experts say that Russia has lost up to 30,000 killed.
If Russia's willing to sit there and build an army while this burns, they could come away with a fairly competent force at the end. But
I think what they're trying to get is contractors.
That's what
we're
I was
going to talk about those in a minute, because they aren't going to. So.
All right. Russian military officials cursed Putin and his defense minister.
So, Colonel Maxim Vlasov and Colonel Vitaly Kovtun.
Last seen use the express window.
Yeah, right. On the 4th floor.
All right, whatever floor.
So they kick off their tirade, and
2nd floor just means you're going to do it a lot.
Vlasov is saying, these are horrible losses. Fuck. And, I'm familiar with military history, and I compare this to, the fucking Soviet-Finnish War of 1939. We'll have to look that up, but I'm guessing Russia didn't win.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Pretty sure that's where Molotov cocktails come in.
And he says, Shoigu is an incompetent fucking layman, right? This is not his thing. He's a fucking showman. Anyway, they went on. He's fucking shit, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There are no contracted forces. Of course not. Why would there fucking be? They paid them 30,000 rubles. That's about $490 a month. Where do they think they're going to get contractors? So they're not paying enough. Remember?
Yeah. It's not like they're going to get Chinese to come in and contract like...
No. Contractor is a type of Russian soldier.
Yeah.
It's the older enlisted. That's what they were doing for NCO Corps. But they did them primarily as technical experts.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Well, that's the kind of ones
Again.
that'll do war crimes.
well, they're the kind of ones who know how to run your airplanes and
Yeah.
stuff like
No,
that.
but I think Russia's leadership has historically been terrified of a competent Russian army.
Yeah, well, they should be. And they have nothing to fear right now. Anyhow, the Russian idea was to use conscripts for 2 years, and then those that have learned a technical skill are retained as what they call contractors. That's what these two colonels are talking about. And if you don't pay enough, you don't get them. They go work on the outside somewhere. So, and I will point out the U.S. Army has learned that lesson from time to time, too. So, anyhow, yes, they do have mercenaries, but that's not who they're talking about.
Well, and this isn't the way to get a good set of those.
No, certainly not at that price.
No.
I want the old broken down one.
Yeah, and you could scrape the world's war zones for people, but
Yeah. I'm sure you can find some African troops work for $4.90 a month.
yeah, the Middle
Probably
East
some
is going to
African
have a
10-year-olds.
shit ton of people.
Yeah.
Right, Afghanistan, as the aid money dries up and everything else, is going to have a lot more fighters than is convenient if you want to run anything that resembles a country.
Yeah, true.
But if the real ass Russian army is having trouble against the Ukrainians, all of the people you could get for that kind of number,
Uh-huh.
yeah, no,
Yeah. Well, they fill body bags.
yeah,
Yeah.
as some sort of convoluted four-dimensional like counter-terror chess, sure,
Yeah.
but
Start showing your train cars full of body bags. Get some world sympathy on your side. Come on,
I haven't
Russians,
said
you
that.
can do it. So,
All right. President Biden says he isn't ready to seize Russian money.
good old half-step Joe strikes again.
it's just the fucking
Right.
saying it, if nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. So, diverting those funds could be illegal and discourage other countries from
Fucking
relying
gives a
on the
shit.
United States as a
Place to hide their
haven
criminal
for
money.
investment. Yeah. Anyway,
God damn, that's way worse than what I figured we were gonna say. Like, it's a lot of money. What do you want me to put it somewhere in the White House? We'll lose it. Like,
so anyway, they've got about 600 billion on deposit here,
Yeah.
which we could seize and give to the Ukrainians. So, anywho, hey, Joe, you need to look at something. We don't want to do business with countries that invade other countries. And I think it's just fine to have countries understand that when they invade another country, we may very well seize their national wealth if
we're
it's
on
on
the side of the
deposit
little
here.
guy.
And if they don't want to deposit it here, that's fucking fine with us.
We solemnly swear not to turn the little guy
But
into a
again-
Muppet and expansionary.
Yeah. No, what you see here is Joe Biden doing the standard, well, we can return to normal. We're not returning to normal, you stupid.
Right.
Blind.
If you return to normal, well, the 2 minutes we're a republic after
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
will be lame.
Yep. So anyway, no, take the goddamn money, and we'll talk about readmitting the Soviet Union to the world economy when Putin is gone. I don't think we have to insist on him being executed, but it would be nice.
Right.
So
Even if you only say it as a negotiating point, you can then talk your way down off that. But
sure.
when you start out by saying things like, no, we're not going to give the Ukrainians missiles that can strike into Russia.
No, it's a standard Joe Biden technique. He starts by surrendering.
Yeah.
Right? Never seen a surrender monkey like that
Right.
before.
It's
Can't
what
believe
makes
he's a
people beat on Democrats.
Good
It's
old
why
Amex Joe.
they win so goddamn always.
Yeah. Lose so goddamn always.
Well, I mean, they as in the Republicans and the people who
Oh,
actually have
okay.
a fight.
Yeah.
The people who are actually on at least their own side in a fight.
Shit.
All right, anti-LGBTQ propaganda is a big part of Russia's war effort. Why
Yeah.
is this not a
Well, it makes it.
surprise at all?
Oh, it's not, and it makes it really easy to understand why so many Republicans are so in love with Putin. right? It's because of the
It's why
anti-LGBTQ.
It's why they're so focused on Hungary too, because Hungary is hugely anti-LGBT.
Yeah. Well, they have an authoritarian government which appeals to the rethugs.
Right.
So you were going to say
they're
something.
yanking on the majority of males in most of Western society that don't really understand social past the level of vendetta. Like, that still makes a lot of sense. And some other stuff. One of the things we've developed over the last, I don't know, lifetimes of everyone currently alive is a much more robust system. So you're not getting bombarded by, like, the asshole dude you know. Like, when you're not sure anyone else isn't an asshole. Like, that was the worst parts about the more violent times and, like, rougher times in American history is, right, the mob's always led by the worst person in it.
Right.
And there was wildly less self-reflection before that.
Yeah.
Right.
So, no, it's bad.
Yep, and of course it permeates the Russian Orthodox Church, which says a gay parade is reason enough to invade. So, again, you have this entirely, utterly corrupt country. It really appeals to Republicans. I think they should move there.
Yeah.
The more of them, the better.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on.
Your thoughts are usually worth waiting for.
That makes us about the same size. Like, a lot more the same size than I like.
Oh, if all the Republicans were to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Not one worth waiting for, sorry.
Okay.
No, it's the attack on effectively the attack on fucking maternity. It's the winding the clock back, so. Right. Sex is weird and no one talks about it except the worst people in the room who can't shut the fuck up about it.
Right.
And it's the stuff that we have been inhaling for entertainment for the last, I don't know, 2 fucking decades. I've heard people babble at me about, Downton Abbey. Yeah, they're all bad. They should all rush upstairs and kill all those kids. Or what's the other fucking one? Mad Men. Yeah, the 50s and 60s was not a fucking time most of us would have really fucking enjoyed.
No.
That was more rat racy than anyone wants to fucking talk about.
Well, and when people were,
that's the patriarchy.
When people are daydreaming, right, which is essentially what you're doing when you're watching Mad Men, right? Nobody daydreams that they're a custodial worker.
No, exactly.
Right? They always
you're going to be one of the nice
run
guys in a nice suits. I used to watch the show Suits. That's great. That show will make you feel wicked smart.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if you're a little bit good at lying, which that's not a bad. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know you don't think about this is fucking horrific.
Yeah.
All right.
I assume that's the same thing that people enjoy about the whatever with the Kardashians or.
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, it's all.
I have very little interest in celebrity. There's a handful of celebrities I like, but it's so immediately about. Like last night, we were talking about which of the celebrities.
McConnell.
Yes. I was immediately ranking like, oh shit, you know what we should watch? Like these 6 movies.
Yeah.
We're not gonna watch them, but Lincoln Lawyer,
Matthew
we should watch it.
McConaughey, I love him.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah.
He's a gem.
Seems to be a good guy, but who knows?
All right, so Boomer Rex is about damn time.
Oh please.
So I finally have an explanation for something.
Oh.
Right. So no, that brain hijacking parasite, Toxoplasma gondii.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Like half
And-
the
Do we
brands.
have a treatment for it?
It may infect up to 50% of people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially the
but
French.
do we have a treatment for it?
This is my favorite thing. What we think of as French society.
Not
baby.
good ones.
Scar tissue from a parasite.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have 50% of the people with it. Anyway, it's been linked to a range of neurological disorders, including schizophrenia, psychotic episodes, etc., etc. But scientists are discovering more mysterious effects. There's a new study found that men and women infected by the parasite ended up being rated as more attractive and healthier looking by non-infected individuals.
Yep.
And so I say it's about time, right?
Yes.
That now we know all those pretty people
They're infected.
They're just infected, right? They are the zombies. So, anyway.
Yikes.
No, I found that amusing.
That's one of the ones that crazy can really take a run with.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh boy. All right.
Do not fall for the crazy of the internet.
Yeah, please don't. Dumbass of the day. Who gets the crown?
Of the day.
We got to put a
Shuffle my
moratorium on the
papers like
crazy,
Walter
right?
Cronkite, Okay, what do we got? Oh, Lord. Wisconsin Republican legislators have been scouring school libraries in their districts for potentially inappropriate books. So the book burners are now in the libraries going around and collecting books they don't like and so forth. And of course, you've got some of the assholes who are suggesting that, there should be penalties for the librarians and stuff, right? And that has to be
Don't put the fucking
accountability.
books in there, you fucking idiots.
They probably do.
Ninjas. You got to start ninjaing some books in.
Yeah. So again,
If they want to wage a guerrilla campaign in a library, I am fucking down. Books, motherfucker. It better be books.
Yeah. Anyway, so they got a list of books by more than 50 authors, and they have a parent who's pushing all this and so forth. And of course, many of the books on the list cover LGBTQ topics and characters, as well as issues of gender identity and sexuality, right? So, do I want those handed around in a third grade class? Probably not. In a high school library, they're
They're
perfectly
handed
fine.
around in a third grade class. It doesn't bother me at all. As a parent, I know what my kid reads. I'm not fucking dumb.
If for nothing else, since parenting seems to be hard according to all the people who can't shut up about it.
So
You have to protect your children.
no,
It seems like it'd be useful to be able to tell what your kid's into by just easily
Checking what
out what books they got,
Yeah.
and then running a quick Google search.
Yeah.
You might be able to do that on break between your two jobs.
You might.
I got a wonderful idea. Talk to your fucking kids.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Let them read whatever they want, and then sit down and have a conversation with them about it afterwards. Read
There's-
the same books they're reading and talk about it.
All of
Yep.
that. But there's also a wonder about cast an eye around, see what's going on.
Yeah.
They're fucking tiny humans. They're incredibly bad at lying and hiding things. They don't have a lot of experience.
If you are
Managed
any
by
kind
walking
of a
around.
parent or any kind of an adult at all, you can always tell when your kid is fucking lying to you.
Yeah.
Yes. Because they're so god-awful bad.
All right.
Especially when they're trying to lie to you and they have that straight face and you're like, oh, motherfucker, why are you lying to me? Why?
Yeah.
No.
Little girl next door bursts into tears. Run out in the backyard. And that asshole on the other side of the fence saying, I not hit her. All right, asshole, what'd you not hit her with? Not hit her with a stick.
I have gotten better. I'll have to
Yeah, you have.
a little bit.
Anyway.
I know now not to introduce extra shit.
Sorry, I didn't think that story would embarrass you.
No.
You're laughing. Anyway.
I love that story.
Oh, that's the best story
I haven't
ever.
was
$5 for the
hilarious.
cherry punch. No, I mean,
Hey,
these are stories I make sure come up early.
yeah.
How did I never hear this story? That is amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like that.
Oh, that makes me happy. Okay. Mitch McConnell has set a trap for Democrats.
No,
Fucking
no, he
shit.
didn't set a trap for Democrats. He fucking trapped poor, sad, old, half-step Joe
See, man, I was
Biden.
gonna make something about a tiger trap, and then you had to make it about Joe Biden. And,
Yeah. Well, you can work it into
like
it.
it's not even a manhole cover they moved. Like
I know. Based on the fact that Biden called him out as one of the reasonable senators, I'll bet you money that McConnell sent him some kind of a message that said, we might be able to work towards some gun control. And so what they're going to do, and now they have a bipartisan group that's going to work on this. And how many fucking times is Joe Biden going to let McConnell queue up?
yank that football away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Republicans,
just-
you've got to sign up and give us money because I'm going to end up accidentally giving you a lot of free ones on this.
I know.
You think reasonable Republicans is just the list of ones whose names you can remember? Like I
That's a
said,
possibility.
God fucking damn it, Joe. Look, it was fucking hard enough to hold my nose and vote for you.
Yeah.
knowing that Hunter Biden was going to be skulking around in the wings of fucking the Rainbow Room or whatever. I guess
the good news is if the Republicans take the House, which it appears they are likely to do, they have already coordinated on the Biden investigations.
Yep. So show your impeachment.
Yep.
I'm guessing at least 3 because I think they're going to finally figure out that, right, double stamping that this didn't, right, the Trump's impeachment didn't mean anything. That's not going to, that's not going to change his Wikipedia page.
Right.
It's just going to add a paragraph, and then they're going to feel weird about it.
Yeah.
I really hope in the end we can say, we'll be able to say twice impeached single-term president.
Whatever, man. If it goes crazy, we're just going to start hawking fucking dick pills.
Yep, that'll work.
Bone densifiers or whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, you know
ground of
exactly
garlic
how
on
this
top.
is going to play out. They're going to keep it on the front page by negotiating and leaking and talking to people and going on the talk shows to talk about gun control and how the Democrats are really pushing for gun control, right?
Yep.
And nobody will remember the Republicans are about to do away with abortion and birth control and all kinds of other, including a number of medical procedures that save women's lives.
And I
And
know
the rethugs don't care.
I know a lot of people out there don't understand this, but some of these states want to push for no, abortions for atopic pregnancy or
No exemption.
no exemptions, even in the case of the life of the mother being at
Yep.
risk. So
How can you be a woman and stay in one of those states?
Yep. Or let your husband stay in that state.
I don't give a shit about
Take
that.
your
That
husband
dude
and
does what
kids
he
and
wants.
leave.
this is
Well, true. Absolutely. Here's a good test.
all right. So let's be honest. The American medical system does not handle pregnant women well as it is. Okay,
Yeah.
we lose a significantly larger amount of pregnant women
Than any civilized country.
and that's including women after they've birthed the child.
Oh, yeah.
These women die from sepsis and shit, like
Right.
because things aren't done appropriately.
No, it's on a par with the rest of the American medical system, which sucks across the board.
Yep.
We
So-
pay twice as much, and we get exactly the same statistics as Turkey.
And I keep hearing from people who are, consider themselves conservatives or, Republicans, but not those Republicans that, they're not going to do that, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, they're talking about it. They're putting things into place to make it happen. This is a for real thing. I could guide you to whatever you want, but Google it your fucking self because this is a for real thing.
Anybody
And
want to
it's
go down
not
Kara for
okay.
advanced medical care?
Not okay.
Turns out that's the capital of Turkey. not
Atopic
Arrakis.
pregnancy sounds like one of the worst ways to die.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because for those of you who don't know what an atopic pregnancy is, that is when instead of lodging in the uterus like it's supposed to, the baby lodges in the fallopian tubes and starts growing. So you have a teeny tiny little baby exactly where it doesn't belong, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the only way to treat this
Is to remove it.
is to take it out and do a
Yep.
complete DNC.
I think these people are about to bet that God's will's going to be the way we handle this.
Yeah.
They seem to get more yardage per turn.
No, and even women who have miscarriages need to get DNCs to make sure
Yeah.
everything's fine and clean in there so that they have
Yeah.
the potential to have a baby later in the future.
Yes. But that's not what any of the concern here is. Like, move.
No, remember, the current concern here has nothing to do with the fetus. It has everything to do with controlling women's bodies.
Controlling women's sex lives.
And punishing young women who have sex before marriage.
Well, you get caught.
No, because you can get
When you can't get much
you
worse
can still
off.
get pregnant after being married and still have a bad
Yes.
experience.
Oh, I
They don't
understand.
care.
But the ones the focus
That's what I'm
has
saying.
always
This is
been.
about sex, period.
This is
Yeah.
about
controlling sex,
burning
period.
the measurable human population of America down to white men. They've done it before. That's largely how the history of this country was, to a crazy degree.
No, it's
It's bad.
it's bad. So speaking of
Anyway,
bad things,
McConnell's got Biden, right? They're going to
Yeah.
be all these fake negotiations and all
Yep.
these Democrats talking about how they're making
Remember all the
progress.
negotiating we did
and
with Build Back
all the
Better?
voters will get hopeful.
And so the media has
and-
nothing to do. So the media is just going to do a bunch of polling or report on the polls about what's popular gun control legislation, what that would look like, and how we could do all of that, and get the media or the people really set on, oh, we really could do some simple shit. And it's not even like crazy intrusive shit. Like, yeah, you probably, if you look, either we have to we should raise the age to buy guns to 21 across the board, or lower the age to buy alcohol to 18. I don't care which, but I think some shit should be more interesting one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, this will go on right up until, 3 weeks before the election. And then, they'll pull the rug and walk away. And that's what McConnell does. That's his stock in trade. Is
No, it's a good
obstruction.
move.
And witless, old, half-step Joe Biden
Walked right into
fell
that break.
for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Good job.
No, I don't feel he's setting up the verbal architecture you would need to, yank this around backwards at the end and say, we tried. We tried negotiating in good faith, but that's why we're shutting off the federal money spigot to police departments in these states.
Yes.
Right,
Yep.
so no more TAC gear. No more. I don't even
Yeah.
know what the federal money fucking goes for. You can take anything. Is it 75,000, 7,500? I have to look. But the Department of Justice can reach out and take any case over a certain value dollar.
Yeah.
All drug seizures bigger than that
Yep.
are the money's going, or money seizures bigger than that are going to the feds.
There you go.
Now they're going to stop reporting and play some games, but no, there's some ways the feds could get some stickish on this.
Yeah.
But we're saying none of that so far.
Right.
And
No,
so-
because Joe Biden thinks we're going to go back to normal.
I have
No,
no
we're
idea.
going to go fucking Nazi if you don't get off your ass, you witless old man.
yeah.
Wait. Gonna go Nazi? Wait, did you miss something?
We're not there yet, but yeah, no, they're
We
Their
are
big
well
hog
on our
push
way.
was
No,
small.
This
we
is
are,
not-
we are a failed state,
Mhm.
which is the requirement
third world country with
for
really
an
nice lawns.
ultra-nationalist, strong man,
Yep.
non-democratic government. And that's where we are headed.
No, a dying or dead capitalist society is the only thing that can birth fascism.
Yeah.
Because fascism has to be dressed up in the clothes of a previous democracy.
All right, so let's get back into this really fucked up Uvalde discussion.
Oh,
What the fuck
God.
did we do? It's like the lamer version of fucking Groundhog Day.
So Uvalde school district's police chief Pete Arredondo, our best friend, has stopped cooperating with the state investigators. Now, once again, I've read conflicting reports on exactly who is not helping. So I've read reports that it's just Pete Arredondo. I've read reports that it's the Uvalde School District Police Department
Which he
and
has.
the Uvalde Police Department that are both have stopped responding. So again, we once again have another situation
Fuck
with
it, I'm bored.
multiple fucking reports,
I'll take the other side.
neither of which I can confirm. So this
Yeah.
is where we're at, folks. And there's another thing that's come up that they have also changed their story on.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's,
Well-
just to keep y'all up
They
to
didn't
date.
have a lot of choice on that one.
Let's keep y'all up to date on all this fucking insanity. More, the front door that was originally said to have been propped open, was not. So the woman who was at the front door, the teacher, we don't know if it was a male or female, whoever was at the front door, teacher opened the door, they heard yelling, and the people at the funeral home said, he's got a gun. So she kicked the rock out, and the door
Yeah.
should have automatically locked. But now they're saying that the locking mechanism on the front door of the school was somehow not working or broken.
Well, they have to say something like that because there is video of the teacher closing the door.
Yeah, and it should have been automatically locked. So, once again, fucking, this is insane. This is stupid. And honestly, I am at a point where I don't think, because right now, as we speak, I'm sure that evidence is being, you know, whatever you want it, whitewashed, removed. I don't know. Right now, I know that the Uvalde Police Department has evidence and they are not cooperating with people in charge, which tells me there is fucking something else going on in this fucking police department. It's really starting to make me uncomfortable.
Liability training. This is going to have lawsuits, so the less they say, the better. Right. Hey, this is the intricate understanding of your your Miranda rights to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, and the initial part of this, you can chalk up a bunch of it to fog of war.
Yeah.
The problem is that they have continued to maintain falsehoods after it was clear that it was a falsehood.
Yep.
And this is stupid. So anyway.
No, I don't know if we will ever have the actual answers, especially with this Pete Arredondo character, who is now going to be moving up. He was voted into a different position, so
Yep.
he's going to be getting moved out of this police department, and how are you going to file charges on him now? He doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah,
Oh, sure,
he'll still
not a
be
problem.
part of the city government. So, no, that's the thing about the Cawthorn stuff. I think it's
Yeah.
who got the recent ethics thing. When he leaves,
Cawthorn.
it'll stop. They almost always do. That's at least half the goddamn problem.
Yeah.
But no.
That may be the nature of that rule. So
Yeah, you don't be mean to the people who are also in the club.
peace and rapture, but that may be the nature of the rule, is that it can't follow him.
They could refer criminal charges.
Yes.
But
And
yeah,
they might do that in
never
this
do.
case. It's
So
a lot of money.
let's see. It's always been a lot of money.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, I agree.
no, and I think we already know everything we need to know about Uvalde.
Oh no,
which is-
no. There's some interesting stuff happening right now that, or at least you need to check for right now. You need to get location data on everybody, and then just check to see if anyone's been hanging out with anybody. Right, you're gonna need to talk about those conversations.
Okay.
This is if they're going to fuck up right, if this is going to go radioactively bad from here,
Yes.
and it's already kind of glow in the darkishly bad
Yeah.
right now. That's a lot of dead fucking kids to explain.
Right.
But if you want to make this worse, right, the deleting of lapel camera footage and stuff, that nothing that I have heard has happened, but this is the
This
stages
is what
where
you'd
that
look
would,
for. Right.
yeah, and the fact that they're not talking makes a lot of that easier to explain.
Yeah.
Well, and we already
That
know
we're gonna
that
get
they've
invasive about.
deleted some amount of their,
Oh, it isn't readily available.
audio from.
One of the things they might want to keep in mind is that that's almost certainly available somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's recorded it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've tried to outlaw scanners a couple of times. It never ever works.
Yeah.
So
Well, they're public servants. We have every right to know what they're doing.
that gets weird, but no, I will
We're
find
never
out
going to stop scanners. It's just not.
exactly.
Somebody's going
Yeah.
to have.
That's
it
my
decide,
my
and
entire
they're going
complaint
to
is
share.
hinging on a right to shit. Like you've got a right to whatever you can get. If you Pirate Ship America is unfucking awesome, and it's not where we should have gone, but having kind of a little bit gone there.
Yeah.
So, I did also want to mention, for those of you who maybe want to, I don't know, help or something, the Uvalde funerals began this past weekend, so I'm sure if there's GoFundMe,
You're
or
not that savvy,
something,
you can figure it out.
Find them, whatever. But this is a very difficult time for these families. But there is an interesting casket maker who makes like fun children caskets, like look like Batmobiles and
I saw that.
stuff. So he is making all of the caskets for
No.
free. And he managed to acquire them from another state because there isn't that many children caskets in the state or
Yeah.
where they were. So
Yep.
they managed to get their hands on some, and so great, but shouldn't have to. This is ridiculous. And
Well, and
I feel for these parents. I couldn't imagine. I can't fucking imagine. I can't even put myself in that position and imagine how I would feel. I just can't.
I think this is the unintended consequence of the death of the revolutionary.
Tell me more.
Point to anything even approaching the caricature of Che Guevara or Chairman Mao or
Okay.
any of the things you could, right? There is no other, unless you're going to get religious and weird, there's not really a counterculture to easily bail as a rebellious act.
Okay. No, I think in large part because we are a failed state, that most folks have gotten the idea that you better stay in fucking line, because if you don't, the penalty's pretty high.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't think they actually know how bad that's going to be. The
Yeah.
places that have, yeah. 95% occupancy guaranteed in most private prisons.
Yeah.
Which means they're going to go after, like, fucking Chad and Ashley, because they're not going to fuck up the rooms and make it expensive for maintenance.
Right. They're going to be scared the whole time they're there, and they're going to be good and easy to handle.
Well, just like you can beat a horse to make it load. That time.
All right.
And then every other time you roll the dice and see what horse you get.
So I am planning, so y'all know, I'm doing a deep dive about conspiracy theories that pop up after attacks like this, and the effects that they have on survivors and
This part I've always found interesting.
family and friends of the victims.
And God knows there are already enough conspiracy theories floating around.
Well, and this is these conspiracy theories start literally the same day,
Oh, yeah.
and they just grow and grow and grow.
They always have.
Yep.
We've told you about the false reports that the shooter was transgender. That is not true. We talked about how
That the shooter wasn't illegal.
there were two separate transgender people that were pointed at for this attack. Neither of them, of course, were responsible, and both of them are suffering the consequences of this. So
That FDR knew the Japanese were going to bomb Pearl Harbor, and that's why the aircraft carriers weren't there.
I plan on putting a lot of effort into this, so it might take me a week or two. I think we're going to turn it into a special, like a whole show. So I will keep y'all updated, and once I know when we're going to, or when I'm ready to move forward,
We'll start
we'll
advertising.
announce it, and we'll let you know what day it's going to be, so that y'all can
I
be
always
ready.
found the link between financials and denialism interesting.
Well, and we already talked about conspiracy theories, so I'm thinking we can kind of start like in that vein and go from there.
Okay, hold on a second.
So, in any case, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heart, follow, review. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces on Facebook for fun memes and a link to our Patreon. Give us $1. You can find us on YouTube as BoomerRex, or check your favorite podcasting service for BoomerRexTonight.
Send us a Dorito bag full of 20s.
We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcasts. Hit us up on Twitter at BRexTonight. And remember, if you Google BoomerRexTonight, no spaces on Google,
Sometimes.
all links will lead you directly to us.
Or
So
at least a lot of them.
we love y'all, and we'll see you back
Bye,
here
Internet.
tomorrow night on BoomerRexTonight.